Good morning, YouTube. It is 11:05 a.m. on the 10th of April, 2013. 46 degrees up here in Northeast Ohio, and I'm going to continue where I left off on Matthew chapter 6 in the Amplified Bible. Yesterday I read verses 1 through 5, and today I'm going to start with verse 6. But when you pray, go into your most private room, and closing the door, pray to your Father who is in secret. And your Father, who sees in secret, will reward you in open. Like I was saying yesterday, you don't have to pray in open. Because when you pray out in the open, you openly get your reward. People seeing you pray, that's what you wanted. You wanted to show people that you know how to pray. Congratulations, you know how to pray. Whoop-de-doo. That ain't what God wants. God wants you to sit down and pray with Him, not with everybody seeing what you're saying. If that's the case, then just say God's perfect will. Out and open with everybody. 7. And when you pray, do not heap up phrases, multiple words, repeating the same ones over and over, as the Gentiles do. For they think they will be heard for their much speaking. You don't have to, speak many words over and over and over again. 8. Do not be like them, for the Father knows what you need before you ask Him. He knows everything. He's omnipotent, omnipresent. And He knows everything. He knows what you want. He knows what you need. God's perfect will be done. 9. Pray therefore like this: Our Father, who is in heaven, hallowed, keep holy, be your name. 10. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. 11. Give us this day our daily bread. 12. And forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven, left, remitted, and let go of the debts, and have given up resentment against our debtors. Yeah, right. How many of you really give up resentment? Douglas still hasn't given up resentments yet. And he's the husband of a preacher. And it's family that owes. You know how hard it is to give up resentments towards people that owe you over thousands of dollars? The family members owe him over $1,000 that he'll never see. Yeah, we know that we'll never see it. And yes, I have forgiven him, and because I know we'll never see it, and he knows we'll never see that money. But it is hard for him to give up the resentment because his family has hurt him so bad, and yet they blame him. I try not to get too much involved with his family members and his family members' problems with him, because he feels that, they expect him to do everything for them for nothing. Yet, when he needs work done, they expect him to pay them. But they expect him to do work for nothing. And if he has to borrow money from the same person that owes him money, they expect him to pay him back, even though they owe him over, $1,000 or whatnot. So it's hard for him to give up the resentment against his debtor. And as his wife, I do understand. As a pastor, it's kind of hard to understand, though, because I know he's supposed to give up his resentment. And so I'm torn on this, because my Jesus says that I'm supposed to give up my resentment, and I have, for the most part. But I have to stand beside my husband as the king of my household, before my Lord. So I am torn with that. I mean, it is a hard thing right there. Now, my side, my mother needed diesel for her tractors. I gotta mark this so I know where I'm at. And back when, remember when they were giving the children credit out? A couple years ago, it would have had to been about 4 years ago, because it was before we moved in the trailer. So it would have been about 4 years ago. My husband, before he was even my husband, in fact, gave my mom the money for her diesel. So that is why he got upset when we needed help this past winter, and I called her for help, and she couldn't help us, or she chose not to help us. Whatever it was. So in turn, I had to sell my car, which really there was nothing wrong with it. Granted, the brakes were going bad, but it still would have been running as of right now, and I could have been driving. We wouldn't have been down to one vehicle, you know. But so I had to come to the conclusion that every time I called my mom, we would always get into a fight because money would be brought up. And when money got brought up, I would get mad because, you know, she would never help us. But yet, I was supposed to help her at any chance I got, which she's my mother. Honor your mother and father. And when I started to walk in my right path, I realized that I could not call my mother to ask her for money. Because if I did, we got into a fight. And that was not honoring her. That was disrespecting her. So I could not call her and talk about money whatsoever. So if we needed anything, bread, milk, whatever it may be, I could not call her to ask her for nothing. And I refused to, and I did not. I called my sister or Douglas's family. As of lately, though, I haven't been able to call her because of Melissa. Because I'm happy that Melissa's doing wonderful, but it does, you know, it hurts. Because of my disabilities with my spine and my health conditions, I wasn't able to properly take care of her. And my mother was. And I praise my mother because she was able to. That ain't what, that is not, you know, I praise my mom. It's just that Mommy, I got the milk. My daughter doesn't want, alright, give me the other stuff that goes with it. Just whatever cereal you want in your bowl and your spoon's right there. Missy doesn't want me around. It's the easiest way to say it. Because of the hurt and the pain that I put her through. And I understand. If a parent didn't understand, there'd be something wrong, right? And to honor my mother, I have to withdraw from her. Because I can't call to her and ask for money or for help, because I end up disrespecting her and not honoring her. And I can't call to talk to her otherwise because it gets brought up about Missy. And my daughter wants nothing to do with me. And then I can't talk to her because I get upset and I hurt and I start crying, and I don't want my mom to hear that. I'm stronger than that. So, if by any chance, Mom, you do watch this, which I doubt it, but if you do, thank you. I love you so very much. And that's why I don't call. Alright, my brothers and sisters. I guess Matthew chapter 6 was the reason why I was told not to continue yesterday. And now I understand why. There's a reason for everything that happens, my brothers and sisters. Everything. We are going to be leaving. We're moving. Our time here is up. They are putting the eviction notice in. It's going to the lawyers today. And now with my mom having custody of Missy, I don't have to worry about getting permission to leave the state of Ohio anymore, which did stop us before. So now everything is open for us to leave. So once the taxes come in, Doug said we're leaving. So I will keep you guys informed, obviously. And don't worry, Sister Nicole is going to continue with her preaching. It will not stop me, you know. Internet's everywhere, so I will continue. And, you know, the taxes still got a couple weeks to come in, so we have no problem with that right now. And we have odds and ends to tend to here. So, alright, my brothers and sisters, I shall return with the rest of Matthew, which I did leave off with verse 11, which is in the middle of the Lord's Prayer. So, no, actually it was 13, because 13, because it was the temptations and that. So we went through 6 through 13. So, alright, my brothers and sisters, I shall return. Peace be in you. God bless. I love you guys.